Hey guys, Juan Mazo here, and today I want to talk to you about my first job interview for my first job out of college and how it went. So if you've been watching some of my previous videos, you've seen what I preach, which is essentially make sure you have all this knowledge. And in this job interview, it really showed what happened. And when I learned about all the things that occurred during the job interview process, I was really surprised. So I'm a super passionate kid, super nerdy, super dorky, and I got on a phone call with a recruiter. She asked me, am I interested in the job in New York? And I'm like, absolutely I am. She asked me, I see here that you have your own business. What's that about? And I tell her, I have my own clients, blah, blah, blah. She goes, cool. Let me try to get you this job interview. Calls me back in a couple days and she says, hey, I got a job interview for you. In between that time, what happened was she said, hey, make sure you learn a little bit of phone etiquette, learn how to answer a phone, blah, 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 blah. So I remember she calls me and the first thing I say when I answer is, hey, this is Juan. And what happens is she literally says, wow, what'd you do? Did you learn how to answer a phone? I'm like, I literally Googled it. And she goes, wow, that's amazing. And then she says, you have a job interview. It's tomorrow at 11 a.m. It's with the CTO. Cool, no problem, gives me names. So 11 a.m. rolls by. I'm in my shop. Actually, at the time, I was working in the university as an IT kid. And the phone rings, I answer it, and I hit him with, this is Juan. And go through my motions, explain my background. The CTO was super impressed, like the fact that I ran my own business. Then they asked me, like, how do you reformat a computer? And I'm like, duh, you do this, this, and this. She goes, what would you do if there's an issue? I'm like, I communicated ahead of time to set expectations, blah, 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 blah. Cool. 20, 30 minutes later, phone screening is done. Thanks for taking the phone call. Thank you, no problem. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Hang up. 5 minutes later, my phone rings, and it is the recruiter. And I remember her questions, I wish I could see her face, but her question is, what did you say? And I'm like, what do you mean? What did I say? She goes, they want to see you in New York tomorrow. They want to hire you right now. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, cool, that's cool, but like, I can't be hired right now. I still got to graduate college. I'm like 2, 3, 4 weeks out, and I can't even get to New York right now. I need to get a couple bucks saved up to just pay for the train because I was such a broke college student. She goes, totally okay, blah, blah, blah. Not a big deal. Cool. So I schedule my job interview. I go out, I buy a suit, I get some shoes. I look up, some questions I should ask the job interviewees or the managers, future managers. And I thought I was super prepared. I was supposed to be in New York City by 10 a.m. to be at my interview. I was supposed to be in the office for the interview at 10. If you are familiar with New York, it was at 237 Park. That's literally right outside Grand Central Station. I've never been to New York on my own except that day. Tell me how I was late to my job interview by 30 minutes. Hilarious. So I walk in. What happened was that I actually walked like 10 blocks in the wrong direction. And everyone in the office is like, that totally is okay. It's normal, happens, especially if you're not from the city. So I get in, and I remember one of the questions they asked me is like, how do you deal with someone who is having a tough day and they get upset angrily and embed a keyboard in the wall? And my customer service side of things is like, well, man, it looks like they're gonna need a new keyboard, so I get them a new keyboard and take the old keyboard away. I understand that if you're having a bad day, like, computer issues is the last thing you want to deal with, so I help. I remember afterwards there was, clearly it was more conversation, see how I fit in the culture. Then they give me a technical set of questions and I answer them. Any questions I had no idea what they were talking about, I literally put down, I will Google them if you let me. Literally like 2-3 pages of this type of stuff. So then I wrap up the interview, I leave, and I'm like, that went pretty well. I think, 2 days later, I get a call back, and it's basically, you got the job, this is your compensation package. They were really impressed with your answers. What did you put down? I'm like, I literally put down that I would Google. And they were like, wow, good, you're resourceful. Cool, awesome. And that was it. The last piece I want to tell you about my job interview is fast forward to like 3-4 months later. I'm literally sitting next to my bosses and I'm hearing them talk about new candidates, and they are visceral. They are like, this person sucks, this person doesn't know what they're doing, they don't know what they're talking about, blah, 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 blah. And I go to my boss, I'm like, how did I pass that job interview? Because you guys are tough. And they're like, you were actually one of the best candidates. I'm like, why? Like, you answered a question that no other person could answer correctly, and not only did you answer it, you guessed what it was. It was a technology-based question that, unless you're super passionate and nerdy about technology, you wouldn't know. And it was a question that, it was basically like a prank that someone was pulling, an IT prank, right? And I said, oh, on top of it all, this thing sounds like a prank. And I guess that was really what settled it. They had a rule where, you know, two of three managers needed to say yes, and all three of the managers said yes. I was a cultural fit, I was technical, and I was resourceful, and that's really what mattered to them. That's all I have for today, guys. I hope that little piece of story was useful. I hope you guys learned something. I hope that all the videos that I've been preaching, all the things I've been talking about kind of make sense on how I ended up getting a job, how they make sense with my job interview. You know, if you guys are career oriented or entrepreneurial oriented, I hope it all works. Let me know what you thought of this video. Post it in the comments below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my videos. Make sure you add me on all my social media platforms. I'm dropping more fire for you guys. Just let me know what you guys want to hear. And if not, thanks for watching, if anything. Have a good one.